live.
We are live. We are right back here at ICAST 2018 down in Orlando, Florida. And we're having a ball. It was great. Skylar was amazing teaching us how to jump beaver dams and amongst many other things. but we are here at ICAST courtesy of Alan Luck and the folks at ICAST. We appreciate you having us here.
Glad to have you back.
Hey, man, it's great to be part of this, right? If you're in this fishing business, you got to be here. Everything new, everything innovative is great. We are in the conservation alley, and we're glad to be back here. And it's an important part of what we do. And we've been promoting the Pitch It campaign all year, and we've got some. And I'm excited to hear about some of the new things coming. But we want everybody to pitch it. We want you to get those soft plastics into a recycling bin, into a trash can, keep them out of our waterways. And Alan, man, it's a big show. It seems huge this year. What's going on at ICAST this year?
Yeah, we actually moved to a different floor. We've upsized. And so despite the fact that it's more of a square setup, we actually have more vendors here this year.
Excellent.
So it's growing. It continues to grow every year.
Wow, that's amazing. Is the growth in a certain area? Like, what is it? Lures? Is it everything? Where are we growing?
I think this year we brought in a whole lot more clothing companies, and so there's a lot more fishing related clothing companies coming out to compete with some of the big names like Hook, AFCO.
Right.
So there's a lot of clothing companies now, and also a lot of companies are starting to branch out and create more companies within themselves. I know you saw like the Guggen baits that's blown up in a couple days, but I think
Brian loves those.
I think they're a member of Favorite Fishing. I think that was a collaboration. So a lot of companies that are classically reel and rod companies are starting to move into the soft plastic game as well. So companies are creating own companies within themselves as well. So,
business is booming.
Yeah, the fishing industry is growing.
Wow, that's pretty exciting stuff. Any stats on that? I mean,
yeah, I think the overall total now is 49 million, up from 47 million. So it's growing.
For participants?
Yep, participants in fishing.
Wow.
And that's fresh and salt water.
Fresh and salt water.
Yep.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's is that a bigger growth than we've seen in a while?
Yeah, over the past 3 years, it's been steady growth for I think the first time in recent years. And if you end up going over here, we have the 60 and 60 booth, which is put on by ICAST, by Take Me Fishing, by ASA, and 60 and 60 is all about growing participation. It's 60 months. We want to have 60 million anglers. And so that's a drive for the whole entire fishing community to try to help grow the sport of fishing.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, we'll certainly do our part. We try to bring new people into fishing all the time. It's amazing to see the growth.
Yeah.
The fishing license sales, have you seen anything there?
I think that has also grown. I'm not sure what the state-by-state numbers are.
Okay.
But I think I think the 49 million takes into account license sales as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, here at Bass University, we've grown too. We've grown 100%, and this year we're on track to do another massive growth.
That's awesome.
You know, it's exciting to be part of the fishing business, and you know, seeing the growth and the economy's doing good, and everybody's building new stuff, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that stuff here at our booth. We're going to be looking at all the new lures and tackle. Did you get a chance to look at any of that stuff yet?
I did. I went to the new product showcase preview reception yesterday, and there's some pretty cool items.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about a few of them.
Anything sticks out in your mind?
It's what I've realized is it's very hard to have personal sponsors and to see all of the new products that come out and not want to just ante up on everything.
Yeah. I can appreciate that.
Yeah. There's a lot of new reel technology. I know Daiwa and Shimano both have a couple new bait casters that look really, really cool. I also noticed that there's a lot more variety in the soft and hard baits this year. A lot of squids, for the saltwater guys, like a lot of really realistic stuff. There's also a lot of glide baits, swim baits, just realistic looking stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have all of it. We're going to be showing it all to you right here. And like I said, great to be here at ICAST. We were just talking with Gene Gilliland of Bassmaster, and the conservation director. We've been working with you guys to promote the Pitch It campaign, and I appreciate you guys, taking the pledge and getting involved and helping us to keep our waterways clean. We've been doing it now for a year, and it's a treat working with you guys. But how's that campaign going, and what's new?
Sure. Yeah. So the Pitch It campaign is the Keep America Fishing campaign to properly dispose soft plastics. So we're talking about if there's a recycling receptacle at your marina, to throw it in there. If there's not, to make sure it ends up in the trash can, and just overall just keep it out of our waterways.
Right.
It's hard to believe that this day and age there's still people that don't understand that plastics can negatively infect the environment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, we were just recently talking with our environmental director about the massive amounts of plastics that are collecting in the ocean.
Yep.
Size of Texas out there.
Yeah.
We got to get this under control.
Definitely. And we need a lot of innovators to figure out more ways to recycle plastics as well.
Yeah.
And it's tough with soft plastics a lot of the times, because the dye and the different colors in it make it hard to collaborate them and not turn every single one black. And so,
But see, here's the thing that you got to tell these people, these groups. Black is a huge color.
Oh yeah,
bass fishing.
definitely. Yeah, everyone throws blacks and blues. And,
yeah. But that's true. That makes sense. When you melt all this stuff, and I've seen it done. Yeah. All these soft, it turns black.
Yeah, but it's also cool because there's a movement now for people to recycle in their own homes. So it's become a popular thing as just a hobby for people to melt their own soft plastics. So people are making cool color combinations. Yeah. Not just black, if they can get a hold of the right soft plastics.
Right.
And Pete likes to melt down his Senkos and make more Senkos.
Hey, I use my favorite thing is one of my friends works in a hospital, and he's got a suture device, which is used to
stitch,
but it's hot.
Okay.
It's awesome.
You stitch your Senkos back together?
Oh, you stitch them right back together. You melt them. You just melt them right back together.
Yep.
And of course, it saves you about what's he charge? $12 a pack now?
Yeah, $1 a piece.
Yeah.
We have a comment on the message board.
IMs. We welcome the IMs. By the way, all you guys watching at home, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. All of our subscribers can chime in with instant message questions for Alan or any of our guests or me. And this is going to go on all weekend. If you guys are watching on our non-subscriber site, just come on over and subscribe. We've got a lot of great stuff going on. I think right now we're giving away some Z-Man products for all new subscribers. They get both the Ned Rig bait and the finesse worm that MDJ used to win up at Hawaii Lake in South Dakota.
Yep.
So anyway, bring the IMs. So what do we got?
Well, Lauren Starr says that Alan Luck sure is good looking. There you go.
How do you respond to that question, Alan?
Glad to know she's watching.
Two handsome gentlemen here in the broadcast booth. Thanks very much for that comment. But we got anyway, we're recycling stuff. We're rebuilding our Senkos. We're not throwing the stuff in the trash in the water. We have new receptacles coming this year.
Yeah. So backtracking a little bit, last year what we did was we were working with the Bass Nation states.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were getting each Bass Nation state to collect soft plastics over the course of the year and recycle them on their own. But we were also totaling them, and it became a competition between the different states to see who could collect the most. And so overall, we ended up collecting over 1,200 pounds worth of soft plastic lures.
Wow.
And so it was a very substantial amount that we ended up collecting. But yeah, it was a battle.
That's awesome.
Between some.
Well, who won?
I think Maine was the highest.
No kidding.
Maine, followed by Ontario. I think the Ontario Bass Nation. Those Canada guys are extremely excited about bass fishing and pitching it.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Well, they've got some of the best fishing in the whole world up there.
Oh yeah.
But they only get to fish it for 5 minutes, and then the ice comes back.
So small. Yeah.
But they do respect their water and their habitat.
You have to, because the transition of the seasons happens so quickly. The bass are so vulnerable during particular times of the year.
Yeah.
I fished. The guy I fished with yesterday was from Canada. Mike from Canada. Freedom Tackle. Yeah.
That's awesome. And they so they won. Maine second. The pitch campaign successful last year. This year we're gonna see receptacles coming where at the lake or at the tackle store where we can place our plastics for recycling.
Yeah. So basically, there's funding to have 400 different sites to set up a monofilament collection tube. And also a soft plastic collection tube, both PVC pipe tubes like you've seen at your local marina or boat ramp. And it's basically open right now to all states, Bass Nation, Federation. Basically, if you need a club volunteer effort, whether it be high school, we're trying to really get the youth involved in these programs, because it's just something that they can do and upkeep as well. So go back and collect the plastics and just kind of get it going around the whole entire country. So we're really just trying to make it more and more of a national effort.
We need to have these at our Bass University events next year.
Yeah, we can set them up for demos.
We'll have them there. Our students, you guys can all come in and fill them up.
Yeah, definitely. Bass U can collect soft plastics too.
Brian could fill up the fishing line recycling bin after one fishing trip.
There it is.
Nice when he starts firing his baitcasters around.
Yeah, there you go. Backlash.
There you go. I like it.
Nice.
But we look
well played, Pete.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing those out. Where are they going to be? You said 400 sites.
Yeah. So the funding is supposed to go directly to the Midwest states, but we understand that with 400 locations, it might be a little tough to get these 10 to 12 states to do 400 different ones. So we've kind of opened it up to all states, and it should be successful that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing them out there. Take advantage of it, guys. I try to. One of the things I try to do. Me and my son go bluegill fishing a lot, and I try to teach him. I'm teaching him obviously not to leave anything, but we try to pick up stuff too.
Exactly.
Like the tendency is, hey, I didn't put it there. I'm not responsible for it. But I was taught this when I was in my first fishing club. Is you want to leave it in a better condition than when you got there.
Yep. And a lot of our pitch it promoters take trash bags out with them on the water to collect trash as well. I know AFCO is another big conservation one that we work with quite a bit, and they're actually going to be giving out little trash bags for anglers to take out on the water and collect in return for gift cards to their company.
Wow.
And so people are really putting the incentive there to get people to help clean up their waterways.
That's excellent, and keep it up, guys. It's really, really important, and we're behind it. We're behind it at Bass Unit, and we will continue to be. And I'm looking at my notes, and one of the things that we talked about a little bit earlier was, there's a lot of political things going on. We have invasive species. We were talking with Gene about the Asian carp infiltration, but right now there's a vote going on regarding the Modern Fishing Act.
Yeah, that actually came up today. We don't know how the vote is gone yet, but it's in the House of Representatives, and it's the Modern Fish Act. So what the Modern Fish Act is since I think it's the 1970s, all fishing has been in saltwater, federal waters, has been managed by what's called the Magnuson-Stevens Act, an act that they put out at that time period. But over time, it's only really helped out commercial fishing. It hasn't taken into account the totally different fishing that recreational is. It's not a large harvest of fish per angler. Like there's always a certain amount that you can keep, and commercial fishing always takes so much more. And so it doesn't take into account the fact that recreational anglers, especially like bass anglers, are mostly catch and release. And so you're not even keeping those. Also, it works to try to update the science and technology behind stock assessments. There's been a lot of conflicts with seasons declining for recreational anglers as a result of just bad stock assessments. And so this works to try to make the stock assessments better so that we can increase the seasons for recreational anglers versus decreasing. And typically it's been the recreational anglers that are always hurt when it comes to decreasing seasons.
Yeah, it's been the case, and it affects us more than the commercial anglers.
Right.
In this case.
Yeah, and in the case of this bill, it is for saltwater in federal waters, but at the same time, you got to think it's recreational fishing rights in general.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're a freshwater or a saltwater guy, you got to take into account that this kind of thing affects you, and if they can take away your rights in one sense, what says they can't take away your rights as well? Yeah.
You're right. They're our brothers.
You're setting a precedent for future actions.
Understood. Well, what can people watching do?
Yeah, so basically, like I said, the vote is today in the House. There will still be a Senate vote as well before it reaches the president's desk. But there is actually a number that you can text, and the number is 50457. And what you got to text is just MFA for Modern Fish Act. And that'll send you a link to the actual action alert that you can take action, and it will contact the House of Representatives that's in your area. And so the goal is it's really a bipartisan bill. So this isn't something, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, this is across the aisle. This is a bill that both Republicans and Democrats are working together. And so it's not a battle. It's not a contentious argument. It's a conservation argument. And so we're getting people from both sides to get involved.
Excellent. So to the number 50457, we want them to text
MFA.
MFA.
For Modern Fish Act.
Excellent. And so
say that again.
We want folks at home to text 50457 to that number, the letters MFA, Modern Fishing Act.
50457.
Yeah. So, guys, we want everybody. Tell your friends. Go ahead and text that. Get involved. Get behind this. Like Alan said, this. A lot of us we live on the coast. I saltwater fish right along, stripers, bluefish, flounder. That's what I spend some of my free time doing. And I bass fish, of course, all the time.
Right.
But so they're our brothers. We're connected. It's setting precedent. We want to make sure that these things are being done properly. Our rights as recreational anglers are being looked out for. So go ahead and text that information. Maybe. Well, I don't know if we can put it up on the screen or whatnot, but maybe we can, maybe we can't. But we just said we will say it again: 50457, letters MFA. So go ahead and get that done.
I'm doing it right now.
Outstanding. So that's great. That's happening right now. We got the pitch campaign. We're here in Conservation Row. It's very exciting to be here at ICAST. So what's happening with you now? I mean, what do you do here at ICAST the rest of the time?
So you can also follow the ICAST social media. I'm running the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can see a bunch of the access to the whole show floor from there, in addition to the Bass U Live coverage as well.
Awesome.
And so I'm running around this whole show. So if anyone has anything, they just DM, and we'll try to do a little setup of any booth you want to see.
Excellent.
Hey, let me follow up on that. So I just texted MFA. Thank you for supporting the Modern Fish Act. Click the link below to send a message to Congress today.
Exactly.
So it gives you that deal. And
yep.
Pretty cool.
And then you click that, and it will take you to the actual action alert, and then you just put in your information, and it will sit in directly to your congressman's office.
request some funding for the Bass University program.
I will.
Thank you.
I will.
See if they can add that as an addendum to the Modern Fishing Act. But, well, that's great. Alan, I appreciate it, man. Is there anything new that you want to discuss while we got you here?
I guess some more on the advocacy front. We just put another bill out in California, and this is kind of cool. This is another saltwater one. Is in California, think of how democratic and liberal California is. They are the only area in the country that still allows drift gill nets for commercial fishing. And if you know what a drift gill net is, it's super destructive to the environment because it doesn't only catch the target species, in their case sailfish.
It catches everything.
It catches everything.
Yeah.
And so to think that California is more on the democratic side, and they're the only state that still allows this. And so we've been fighting that, and we have another bill that's coming out to fully eliminate that by 2021. We put a halt on a ban in California also against the use of lead for fishing. Basically, the argument doesn't have enough to support it as of now, so they're actually going to do a study, which we're not fully against a study being done. That's actually what we want. We want proof that it truly is as destructive to the environment as it's said to be. And so we worked on that, and there's a whole lot of other issues that we were working on. So
are you guys getting involved with what's going on the Delta? And I'm not super read up on this. I kind of catch little bits and pieces, but it seems like they're really trying to eradicate
the black bass.
Yeah, in the Delta.
In favor of the striped bass.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
Something to that effect.
We fought that a couple years. I'm not sure if there's what's going on with it right now. But basically a lot of it was based on trying to use the California Delta water for agriculture, which is huge, for golf courses.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And
trying to use the fresh water.
Yeah, the issue was that they were claiming that your black bass, your stripers, were invasive species, even though they've been there for 200 years or more. And so it's not like it's a newly introduced species. This has been around for a really, really long time. And the argument's just not there to claim that they're invasive species. But as I was mentioning, it's a lot more about wanting to get our fresh water and eliminate our recreational fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the work that you guys do, and keep us posted. Let us know how we can help.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone can just go to keepamericafishing.org and click join us. And that'll do for you is it will send you every time there's an action alert. It'll send you national alerts all the time, but also when there's ones for your states, it'll send you the action alert for your state. And so you can definitely help affect positive change when it comes to our recreational fishing rights by following along with that.
We definitely need to do that. As bass fishermen, we're pretty good stewards of the environment, and I've always been proud of that.
Yeah.
We're a pretty good group, and I know our group at the Bass University is. So let's keep it going. Let's participate in the pitching campaign, and we'll get involved any way we can. You got to keep us posted.
Will do.
And thank you very much for having us here at ICAST, and we'll be here the rest of the week as well. So we look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah, I'll be around.
We'll be talking about all the new stuff. So thanks a lot, Alan.